these guys are going to sign it. I found two of the other ones. Oh, have you signed this?
I've signed one. I've not signed that one. So I can sign that one if you want. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Quite far apart. Yeah, good luck, mate.
Good luck.
I was quite happy when I realised it wasn't very skill based. I thought it was going to be a lot deeper. And I was just going to get.
Gotta win two though.
Yeah, I know, but still, like, you have 10 bigs after 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Do I just at the bottom? Just at the bottom.
Anyway, you like it.
If I shake it because I'm cold, by the way, it's not a jumper. I don't have any. No. I would take it.
Come on, mate.
Do I just chuck it in if I'm starting?
It's fun. It's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah. How did your first? Were you in the 44 that had to play an extra one?
Nah, I got a bye.
Weird.
Yeah. Love that, mate. Better than me.
No, not even. I just used up all my luck already. No skill. No, this was honestly first level. Just got no hands. And I turned trips on a guy and he tried to bluff me. Didn't go well. And then basically we get to 200, 400, and he's got like 4 bigs. So king 2 suited against a7, and I just got the king. The skill level. How was yours?
It's alright. Got a bit lucky. Ace king versus 8 to rub the king, and then queen versus jack turn. He popped up jack, and I just triple barreled and got value. And
Right, guys. Win the first flip of the night.
I lost it last time as well. That's all the luck you get.
so it's best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Yes, that's 2 out of 3.
You planning on playing the owner?
Not If I win, I probably will.
If you win this?
Yeah.
How? I thought if I lost, I would play. If I win, I'm kind of screwed.
Actually, that's true, actually, yeah.
I said,
Right. You guys ready then, yeah?
yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay, so lines of 100, 100. Starting step. Wish you all the best of luck.
I secretly wanted to lose my.
Let's commence then.
I secretly wanted to lose my quarterfinal because no one can analyse my heads up plays on stream.
You can lose this one.
Also, do we have to put them in the? Oh yeah, no, it's fine.
Well, I got all the times all mixed up. I think it's the Alzheimer's kicking in. You know when you get to 50?
I don't know when you get to
The
50,
Alzheimer's
but,
kicks
continue.
in. Because I'd worked it out for some unknown reason that we were going to start at 7:30. And now, as you can see, with a refresh, we've started right now. So hope everybody's refreshed.
I look forward to this. Bit of a turbo, really. 10-minute clock, 5k starting stack. Blind start at 1-1. We are 50 bigs deep to start, but as soon as 10 minutes are passed, that shrinks to 25 big blinds average stack. But be interesting to see how both players approach this.
So we have Oliver White on the left in the red burgundy hoodie, and we have Ben Ruiz on the right in seat 7.
So Oliver actually still in the main event, I believe.
So Oliver is multitasking because he qualified online heads up. So now we have Oliver there, Ben Ruiz in seat 7.
Saw Ben on our feature table yesterday as well.
So Oliver White, Ben Ruiz have locked up £250 each to get into the semi-finals. If they get to the final, it's 400 for second place and 700 for the winner.
I was multi-tabling for a bit. I was playing there and I had to sit here.
Yeah, I didn't know. I got told I wasn't allowed to.
Right here.
I got told. His name is.
He said you can't.
He said I couldn't multi-table. So I was in the 6 months yesterday.
Oh yeah. You can't like formally multi-table, but
So, this is interesting. We're commentating on two people. This is heads up. It's like the final of the UKPT.
Yeah, it is.
But it's a great concept. Heads up, online, till they got to the quarters, they stopped, and they come to play the final, the quarters, the semis and the final all the same day here at the Student Championships.
For those that aren't familiar with heads up, poker, small blind is also the button. What you do expect to see is the button opening or at least continuing most of its range. Gonna see lots of flops, what you expect in heads up poker. And you also see players calling down wider as well. Just because ranges are so wide, you expect both players to be involved and play post flop with plenty of hands.
So this is the heads up semi-final battle, the first one. We don't really know what to expect, do we? We don't know how long it's going to be, how aggressive these two guys are. We both know they can play. Oliver White's still in the main event. Ben Ruiz chopped the 6 max.
Yeah, he was on our featured table yesterday, Ben. I recognise him. All you expect is in 20 minutes time, players are just going to have shove or fold stacks. That's it. It's basically a turbo here. This first level, very important. You want to just try and grind up, see if we can get a little chip advantage heads up here, just so we got our opponent covered and we can win the first round outright. Always a good situation to be in heads up, having your opponent covered.
Yep.
Any point you can take it down.
How wide does your range change?
Oh,
completely.
Or
is it basically nearly every hand we have to be involved?
Pretty much, yeah. You're looking.
I got told off by Jeff Kimber the other day. I folded the first hand heads up.
What, Jeff?
7-3 or something like that. And he told me every hand has to be a bet.
Not necessarily every hand. Like you can bin some of your garbage hands on the button, like your 8 deuce off, your 10 deuce off, 9 deuce off, 9-3 off. Those type of hands. You will need some folds, but more often than not, you're going to see a flop, and we're going to be playing post-flop poker, heads up.
Have you seen the joint team growth? That's
So anybody watching the live stream, who's your favourite? Who's the best out of these guys? Is it all about luck? Is it all about post-flop action?
To be honest, yeah, heads up, deep heads up. There's a lot of skill involved. Like when you're playing heads up very deep, it becomes a lot more skill based. But when you are what you are going to be in about 5 minutes time, 25 bigs. Like you are going to need to find some hands. You can still find certain spots, but a lot of the time you're going to need to run the better. And your opponent, when you get short, that is, when you're deep as we are now, but because the blinds go up so quickly, we're not going to be deep for too long. Ben opening on the button makes it 300. Oliver King 6 offsuit in the big. Gonna flick in the call. And it's a 10.
10 at 6, 2 diamonds.
So Ben flops top pair. Goes a bet call. Turn is the Jack of Spades, giving both players a straight draw. Ben gonna fire again and get a pretty quick fold from Oliver, folding bottom pair and up and down. So nothing to split these two at the moment.
How big is one pair?
In heads up, yeah, it's pretty big. It's hard to make a pair, like as Antonio Esfiandari says. It's hard to make a pair in Hold'em. Well, I haven't actually, other than played a bit of cash heads up, but haven't played too much tournament heads up live in my poker career. Only a handful of times I've been heads up.
A7, huge, raises to 300 with blinds at 1-1. Flop of 9-6-4. 3 on the turn magically appeared. It went check, check. So good evening everybody, you are now watching the Heads Up semi-final. We are concentrating now for the rest of the evening on the Heads Up battle. Heads Up semi-final number 1 is this one, Ben Ruiz versus Oliver White. Oliver in the burgundy.
I don't get how people find boots heads
How
up.
do you pick up the boots? We didn't see the boots until the last level before we finished the main event. We now get 2 decent hands clashing.
And because blinds are now up with 25 bigs deep, if Ben catches a piece here, that's it.
Well, like that.
That is it, Tower. This has to go in.
Yeah.
There's no other way. I see this not going in, and Oliver's actually got tricky here.
So is this a check, bet, jam? I'm all in.
Yep, that's going to be it.
900 into 2k. Just a call.
Just a call. But now you look at the SPR as about 0.7 SPR.
Yep.
So only 1 bet remaining in this hand. And the King of Hearts rolls off on the turn.
Check. Looked like a check, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. And on a brick river here, he's going to be in a tough spot.
Well, that is a brick river.
So the aces can now just jam. Oliver here, 2.6k behind.
He has, he's announced all in. He has announced all in. Ben Ruiz with a tough spot and a tough decision.
Yeah, really, really tough spot for Ben. He's got to be where it's a 3-bet pot, but is Ace King going to call on the flop? Like what King X are going to call on the flop here? Oliver's putting a lovely deceptive trap check on the flop, and it may actually get him paid off and give him the 1-0 lead here in this heads-up game. But this is why playing aces like this, like deceptively on flops like this, it can be so rewarding, especially if Ben finds a call here. Because if it went bet jab, he may be able to find a fold on the turn.
He's announced call. He's announced call, and it instantly shouts aces. We're going to check the stats. Oliver takes a huge 9-1 chip lead.
It's now just 5 bigs for Ben.
Do we, because we're only 50 bigs deep, do we have to make...
We're 25 bigs deep.
No,
now.
when it first started at 1-1, do we have to make the bet sizing absolutely perfect?
Or just go the standard
Because
size?
because you make one mistake, or you 4x or 5x, and then you look, and then you maybe look, you fold to a 3.
Yeah, we can't be making like 4x and 5x opens pre-flop. We just got to click it just a bit more than 2x. That's fine. Or it's fine heads up to limp button.
Yeah,
it's fine to. Sometimes when people are heads up, they do make a mutual agreement upon themselves that you can't limp the button. It's something some players do in heads up situations. So it's either open or fold when you are first to act. But this is one of the trash hands that Oliver's going to fold, especially against a 5 big blind effective stack with Ben. Just 4-3. Better to wait for the next hand and get it in with that one. Oh, sorry, no, the blinds are still 1-1. So they'll be going up shortly. So it still does actually have 11 bigs here. Ben run into the aces.
So Ben Ruiz and Oliver White battling out the first heads-up semi-final.
Yeah, probably should mention as well, it is best of 3.
Yes, it is.
So even if Oliver does go on, which he should do with a 9-1 chip lead to win this first game, still will in it. He can come back from behind to claim the victory and move on into the final.
All in, says Oliver, King 7. We're going to call. Ace 8, Ben's in front. Ben is in front with his 12 big blinds.
Yeah, if he doubles here, could be right back in it. Only a 3-1 chip lead Oliver would have then. But 2 live cards for Oliver. Ace 8 off Ben needing to hold, needs to fade a king or a 7.
5, 7, 3. The 7 has got there for Oliver, who looks like taking a 1-0 lead. Oh, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, ladies and gentlemen. The ace from space.
Queen of
do
clubs
it nicely.
on the river. So there's the double.
Yeah, there's the double. 7.6 against 2.4. The Omaha has just started in the main hall. There are 3 bounties: Katie Swift, Jeff Kimber, Andy Hills. $43 registered so far. 43. I thought it'd be busier, to be fair.
And we got an all in the call, very next hand. King 7 for Oliver. Ben with a Queen Jack. Blinds are now up, so we should mention that it is effectively a 12.
Is it 1-2 now?
Yeah, now it's 1-2. We started at 20 past, so blinds are actually up. And Oliver needs to hold for the 1-0 victory. Needs to fade the Queen or a Jack. If Ben does find the Queen or a Jack, right back in this.
Even a chip leader. Ah,
good night.
That does about it.
Dead to
Any hearts
running
about?
straight or running hearts.
10 of hearts. Well, that's it.
Dead on
1-0.
the turn.
Oliver White hits the back of the net. 1-0.
How long have you been waiting to say that?
So I'm guessing they just carry straight on, don't they? Ah, Ben Ruiz has just nipped off to the lavatory. So the chip stacks will be going to 5,000 chips each with the blinds at 100. It's 1-0 Oliver White. 1-0. So just waiting for Ben to nip back. Heads up, 1-0. I'd like to say everybody refresh, but if you haven't refreshed, you won't be listening to this.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
You won't be able to hear us. Stream keeps buffering, unsure if it's your end or my end. Yeah. Paul.
Aces would help. Kings. I had aces last time, so kings is probably.
And if I'm in the semi-final, the next semi-final about to come on the table, I'd be sitting there right now watching the live stream. You want to be watching how both these players play, heads up, get some information for when you're going to play heads up, just in case you meet one of them in the final, and vice versa as well for either Oliver or Ben, whoever wins this. They should be on the stream getting some info about the other semi-final, whichever one of them makes it through.
Oliver on the left hand side in seat number 3 is 1-0 up against Ben Ruiz, who chopped the 6 max yesterday. $100, no race. Checkity.
Yeah, gut shot for the 9-4 of Ben. Complete whiff of the Queen of 3. Jack on the turn. May see Ben fire here, but he is just going to check behind, not going to go for it. And King rolls off on the river, so Oliver actually going to take it with just Queen height.
So the live stream looks like it's steadied itself again, thankfully. 1-0 to Oliver on the left in seat 3 against Ben Ruiz. You are watching heads up action. They had the online heads up battle, 44 runners, £50 buy-in. They got down to the quarterfinals of 8 people and they stopped online and they came to play here live in Coventry. Great idea, great concept, exactly the same as the 6 max. Played it online and came to the casino to finish it off. Straight after this battle, it's the best of 3. So Oliver in the ascendancy at the minute. We'll have the second semi-final. Flop time, 9-5 against 9-6. Jack 4. The old flat tyre flop. 7 of spades on the turn.
No one taking initiative here, just both checking it down. You expect...
well, the 6 is going to win. And it's checked. No, Oliver's going to bet. Sticks in 100, and it's far too many.
100 too many.
Trophies. There wasn't one yesterday. What was yesterday? 6 max. Did you win it? Did you win it? Yeah. Oh, nice, man. It was the only event they haven't got a trophy for. Wait, what's your name? What's your name on? What's the guy that? Are you Big Boy Leroy? No.
So the heads up battle continues. The blinds are 100-100. We start with 5,000 chips. It's 1-0 to Oliver. There he is in seat number 3. Just the 10-minute blinds, so you need to be a little bit rapid. There's no hanging about and folding all the way through till tomorrow. £200, £250 locked up, 400 for runners up, £700 for the winner. Is there a competition on Facebook?
There is a competition on Facebook.
What is it?
We have
Tell us, Jay.
another 10 Goliath hoodies to give away this year, and we're going to start by giving 2 away at the students at the UKSPC. For a chance to win, all you need to do is comment on the post on the Facebook page of a picture with yourself and the Instagram frame that me and Tower are holding in the picture below the post. So have a look on the Grosvenor Facebook page. That's all up there. Get yourself a chance to win a Goliath hoodie.
There we go.
Plenty of comps running.
Grosvenor Poker on Facebook. King Jack 6.
Check.
Checked. Queen hits the lead. Queen was always in the lead, but Oliver bets 200. Ben with the up and down straight draw raises to 800.
Makes it 8 here. Interesting, very interesting. So Ben limped the button. You expect him to open button with 10-9, or at least he should be opening button with 10-9. Ace 10 he should be opening. Like, I don't see what we're trying to rep here as Ben.
If this is an absolute brick, I'm thinking Oliver calls any bet, doesn't he?
I'm just like, unless we've got some like weird Queen 6 suited hand, or even Queen 6 off that we decided to peel, and a check from Oliver and a bet of 1.3k from Ben. I just don't think we can fold this. Ben checking back the flop. You expect him to continue all of his King X here.
I'm 99% sure he's going to be
And
calling.
then he suddenly raises turn, like...
Yep, there we go. And it's a winner.
And Oliver does make a good call, and Oliver 1-0 up, and now with a near 3-1 chip advantage.
Oliver White, if you're a betting man, would be something like 1 to 10.
Nah, not 1 to 10.
Yeah, it would.
Nah.
He's 1-0 up and a 3-1 chip lead.
He's got a 3-1 chip lead, but 1 double up and they're level stacks again. Yeah. So,
do you want 1 to 10?
I'd say about 1 to 4.
Would you?
1 to 4, maybe 2 to 7.
Maybe
2 to
running
7.
books is not my forte.
Yeah, we'll go 2 to 7. But Oliver just completing on the button. Oh no, it's gonna. It does just complete, and Ben just clicks it here out of position with the ace 4. Must have known what was coming. Ace King 6, check, and the turn 3 of spades. I bet a 300 from Oliver. Ben's not going to be going anywhere, and unless the river's a 6 or a 5, it's going to go check, almost always.
That's payment by the looks. It's a 9. It was check, as predicted. Ben claws a few more back.
So 1 to 9 now.
Yeah. Maybe 4 to 6 now, wouldn't it? So we are live streaming the Heads Up Championships. They played online, 44 players played. We got down to the final 8, they stopped online, and then we started playing live here at the Student Championships.
Yeah, 2 players in contention here, Oliver White and Ben Ruiz, both locked up £250. Whoever advances will increase that pay jump to 400. So an extra £150 for making the final. But it could be a long way from over yet, this semi-final, if Ben can turn it around.
Absolutely.
And level up the score in terms of matches. The blinds are now 1 and 200, so Ben just with 15 big, so this is where it's just going to be shove fold a lot of the time. There are some hands that we may just elect to open rather than jamming, but a lot of the time we're just going to see folds or shoves from Ben. Obviously he'll check some of his options in the big if he gets that option. This is it. That should be it. Ah.
Yep.
Oh.
Oi, oi.
Oh.
Have to raise, don't we, with the kings?
Yeah, going to raise
Building
up.
pots. Building pots is always going to get a call once we've called. Oliver. On the left.
Oh,
what
wow.
a lot, ladies and gentlemen.
How do we even
Pick your own flop.
It's gone check as well, and a 10 on the turn. What is going
my
on?
word, this is it. It's all going in. Kings are going to be all in, and he's going to be rooting for a king because that's all he's going to be able to hit. Well, he's just called.
Yeah, well, he's not folding to a river jam unless it's ace. Ace may maybe have to get him away from
Or
it.
I'm thinking the mustard flush draw, maybe.
Yeah, there's just no way that we don't go broke this hand. Oliver's going to jam.
The triangle's in.
Ben going to have to call. We're way too high up on range. We've just got a snap call. If
Call.
He's got it. And he has.
And we show the 10, and that is a 2-0 win for Oliver White, who has now locked up £400, and we will see him
in the final.
and that great big smile in the final. Ben Ruiz, who chopped the 6-max, has just finished as semi-final. Place for £250.
We've got around a 10-minute break, I believe.
We're going to leave the
switch them over. We'll leave the pictures on.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to leave the pictures on. We're going to turn the sound off and wait for the next two. Heads up, 2-0, Oliver White.
other guy?
Get an idea, I'll jump on there and you go PLO. Everyone wins. Yeah.
So we're just waiting for the second guy. We're just waiting for the guys to turn up for the second heads up. It's going to be Guy Leithley against King Shook Gosh. They are the players that are going to be sat down playing. We are ready. Let's do it. Come on, guys. The next two are ready and waiting. The dealer's ready. The tower's ready. We're in the building. Let's do it. So waiting for the two guys, Guy Leithley and King Shook Gosh, for the second semi-final. So we are waiting for the second semi-final to start. Guy Leithley, King Shook Gosh will be taking on Oliver White. Oliver White has just taken down the first semi. Want to know the details of anything happening at Grosvenor Presents wise? GUKPT.com. But all details, the 25-25s next week are at Didsbury and the Vic in London. The week after, the 9th till the 12th of May, it's Liverpool's turn. The 16th till the 19th of May is Southampton's turn. 30th of May is in Edinburgh and at Bury New Road in Manchester. There's Guy Leathley sat waiting. Here he is. Here's the man. So here's King Chuck. Let's do it, he says. Lines 100, 100. We are just about to start the first hand. King Shuck Gosh against Guy Leafley. £250 locked up.
I could be wrong, but I do recognise King. I think he's another one that plays some GUKPTs, especially up in Scotland. I know that he definitely played the GUKPT main event last month in Edinburgh. Not sure how you're on, but
King 7 for King Chuck. No action, first hand. So no action, first hand of the second semi-final.
it's strange that. Usually see the big blind defend there with King X.
I'm in charge. All in full?
What did they hate?
Aye. How often do you get hooks?
Yeah, Jack's on the button.
We have a
heads up.
raise. King Jack. We're going to get a call. We're going to see a flop.
King needs a king.
King does need a king. 9, 10, 4. Gut shot.
Yeah, great flop for the Jacks. A guy he should be continuing
He
here.
has, yeah, bet 200.
And King going to make the call with his gut shot.
Oh, there's the
no,
raise.
he's gonna
He's
raise
not
that.
hanging about. It's 500 to call. Do we just call?
Yeah,
we
I think
don't.
I like the just call. Like, if we jam,
Yeah.
we're not going to get. I think 10x may even fold. I know heads up should probably be calling, but deuce on the turn.
King Chuck's option again.
The king coming in for the double barrel.
Makes it 1.2. This could just well be a jam, this, couldn't it? From Guy. 1.2 out of 3.9.
Well, he's not folding. It's just
No.
what King's repping here on the flop. It's like 2 pair plus, maybe some traps, queens plus, but
Just calls. Makes that call. Drawing thin. King Chuck. A king or a queen needed. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, there it is. The queen. The queen on the river. Does that make a difference?
Well, that makes the nuts.
Guy is now, and oh, they moved instantly all in. Now, do we have a non-believer? Do we have a non-believer? Does he think he's got there? How has he got there?
It's not necessarily he's got there, like 10-9 suited or 10-9 off even, with defending the big pocket fours, a hand he can have here. But I just think we've got a call here. As Guy.
It's 1-0. It's the second hand in. They are going to check the stack. It might be. So we are just checking the stack. I think Guy won the first hand, didn't he?
Yeah.
Of 100. He might have 100 chips left.
No. King won the first hand. King raised, I think. I think that's got to be it.
Oh yeah, it is.
1-0.
1-0.
Just like that.
Well, there you go. King shook fist bumps to his mate, to his fans, and it's 1-0. The King takes a 1-0 lead. Second hand in. That was fast and furious.
So just waiting for the second game to commence. King taking the first one after pinging the gut shot on the river. Very unlucky for Guy.
No.
Start the clock. Start the clock.
It's fine.
It's going to be like 1 extra.
So King Chuck, who is on a little bit of a form at the moment, just been over to Dublin and played the
And the Mob Championship.
Mob Championships, final tabled it and came fourth. Hendrik Gecki came second in that.
Yeah, James Golder in there as well, the Messiah, I see.
But he is 1-0 up against Guy Leafley. So it's 1-0 to seat 7.
So King opening, and a Guy gonna peel in the big with the King Deuce.
959 is the flop.
Yeah, so king should be continuing here. We've got 7 height, very rarely going to be good at showdown. And gets guy to fold the best of it.
If you're just tuning in, welcome to the Heads Up semi-final number 2. Guy Leaflet against King Shook Gosh. King is 1-0 up, best of 3. And he'll be playing, whoever wins will be playing Oliver White in the final, which will be best of 5. The Omaha has taken off here in the casino. 67 runners in the Omaha with an alternates list. With an alternates list. Don't know how long the alternates list is, but 67 runners in the Omaha so far.
So King really taking the initiative here.
So keep you informed about that. Tomorrow's side event is the Bounty. Tomorrow night at 7:30. Registration opens at 6:30 p.m. £37 in, and it's open to all. Includes all the locals. Come down to your local casino. Play the £37 game. That'll be busy again. And tomorrow's main event will be the biggest day 1 of the week. And I'm sure we'll get close to the 800 runners that we had last year.
So King raising, yeah, again, this time Guy does defend with the 10-6.
King 9-8, all spades.
So King bottom pair, flush draw, 8 on the turn. King turn strips. And action going to be on Guy here with 10-6. He has a gut shot. He's going to come out firing. Picked the wrong time to do it.
He doesn't have a gut shot.
Yep. Not that he knows that, but
no, not that he knows it. But we can see that King Shook has already got the tick at the side of his name, which means if he does hit the 7.
King raises in a quick fold. And this first level is very, very important because as you can see here, King already up to 6.2k. So when the blinds do eventually go up, Guy then's going to have sub 20 bigs, and we can play well against that, having a 2-to-1 chip lead. So grinding up our stack in this first level when we do have 50 bigs, it can be very beneficial, just because then we've got our opponent covered when they have that shove fold stack.
If you're contemplating playing in the near future, any Grosvenor presents events, Stockton and Birmingham next week for the deep stack. The week after it is Bournemouth and Dundee, followed by Edinburgh and then Leeds and Walsall. And the final week in May is Bolton, Newcastle and Portsmouth.
As we see an 8-9 flop. Bit of 100 from King, taking the initiative yet again. And this is what we didn't see in the first heads up match. Heads up, key is aggression. Like, it's so much harder to make a hand than it is to not. So aggression is the key. Just because a lot of the time we can bet and our opponent just hasn't caught a piece, and if they're not playing back at us and are just folding, we can just continue applying that aggression and continue chipping up until we've got them whittled down to a stack size where they just have to shove or fold. And King really taking advantage of this. He's been firing a lot without the goods, and the one time he actually had the goods in the first round when he rivered the nuts straight, he managed to get a double up, and well, not a double up, take the victory. And even now with 8-5 on the button, still expecting to come in for a raise in a spot where we've seen players check. so far in the heads-up coverage today, and a guy with King 10 suited in the big. He's just going to make the call, no 3-bet. He's happy to take a flop out of position with the King 10, and action on King, who just finds top pair, 8-7-3, and he's going to continue for 300. And action on Guy, with just King high. He's going to call once with 2 overs. No real backdoor possibilities other than a straight. And the 3 of hearts rolls off on the turn. The Guy checks once more. King checks behind. And the river is...
Paint it, it is the Queen of Clubs.
Yeah, and if Guy's floated on the flop, he may come in for a bluff on this specific river, but he's going to get his arm snapped off. There's just no way that King's going to fold here after check and back turn, unless he shoves. That's maybe the only way, but he's going to get his arm snapped off.
Yeah, bet of 800. And you just see a call coming in. And the guy says King high. And the 8 is shown from King Chuck. Increases his lead 7.7 to 2.3. He is 1-0 up after the second hand of the first leg. Went 1-0 up, and he is now chip leader in the second of the best of 3. You're watching the live stream of the heads-up battle that started online with 44 runners. They stopped at 8. They came to Coventry. 8 was then 4. They locked up £250 each, and we are fighting for the final spots. Guy Leaflet on the left in seat 3. King Shukdosh in seat number 7 is favourite to take the final spots, as he's winning 1-0 and he's chip leader in the second.
So Guy with 7 deuce suited on the button, gonna check, and action on King 10-7, dominated spot for Guy, and King checks.
Eight Queen King Rainbow,
and check from King. Guy checks behind. Ace of clubs rolls off on the turn, and King now picks up a Broadway draw. He should also be aware he's checked over to Guy, but I was just about to say Guy shouldn't really have any ace-x here. A lot of his ace-x is going to, well, all of his ace-x's should be raising the button. So he does fire on the ace though, Guy, and he does actually get it through. King doesn't get involved and just lets it go. Going to wait for a better spot.
So 1-0 King Chuck in seat number 7 against Guy Leaflet. Best of 3, heads up battle, semi-final. King 7 suited.
Yeah, should be raising, and does.
Makes it 200.
I wouldn't even mind a shove here from Guy. Blinds are just about to go up. We've got effective 23 bigs for this stack size, but we've got the ace blocker. King's going to be opening so many hands on the button. It's just, but he takes the passive line and just peels out of position. Needs to get some momentum going, Guy, and needs to get it going pretty quickly.
Well, he's hit the 2.
Just can't seem to win a pot at the moment.
So it'll be a check call. The Jack of Hearts on the turn. Guy checks.
And this is initiative right here from King. Like double barreling and getting a snap fold, it's just really applying pressure on Guy, and Guy just can't get anything going. And heads up is a big momentum shift. Like if you can get the momentum and just start winning pot after pot, really can boost the confidence and really propel yourself to the victory. And King well on his way to doing that.
Raise fault 8.1, 1.9. Is there any comeback for Guy? King shook with the 5 deuce. That's a walk. You don't have to play every hand.
Especially now, like Guy with just 10 bigs as King, we don't have to open mediocre hands like 6, 7 off on the button. We can just fold them and wait for a hand that we can just shove against the 10 bigs effective.
You know why that is?
Why's that?
You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Said it in the song.
Know when to walk away, know when to run.
Somewhere like that. There we go.
Do you remember UKSPC Manchester last year, my second ever leg, and we were singing that song in the karaoke booth in Manchester?
Is that when you don't sing?
Yeah. I don't sing.
I don't sing, I don't do karaoke, I don't like microphones.
I've had a few drinks.
Glued to your hand it was.
Being arguments and that's it.
I had to take it off you on the way out. You'd still got it in your hand. The guy said, "Oh, that's my microphone." Yes. Yeah. The inauguration of the mate of our analyst. Straight into a karaoke booth. Queen 6 for King. Moves instantly all in. Ooh. This could be interesting. Has he called? He has called. He has called with Queen 10. This could be the double up that Guy wants. We've got opportunities. King shook with Queen 6. Coming straight back into it. Guy, favourite to win and get himself back in the game.
And that's going to be that.
That'll do. Nicely.
Drawing very thin now, King.
9 of hearts. Oh,
Dead.
that's it. Good double up for Guy. A good double up for Guy. 6,000, 4,000. There you go, 6.2, 3.8.
Yeah, and that's going to give Guy a little bit of a confidence boost and won a nice pot.
It is.
Now maybe he might start applying the aggression that we've seen King applying. Just got to fight back at it. You can't just keep folding and waiting until you hit a hand you want to go with, especially in this heads up structure. It's just not going to fare very well. Before you know it, you're going to be sub 10 bigs and you're going to have to get it in with a marginal holding. And now he's back up to 20 bigs. Hopefully we'll see him amp up the aggression, or at least fight back, putting a 3-bet maybe against one of King's opens, or at least change something. Sometimes when you're just not getting the hands and things aren't going for you.
Oi, here's King suited. Now then, he needs King to have a hand of like Jack 10 suited. Oh, this is crazy. There you go, there we go. This is another call. Thank you very much. Here's King for Guy. Jack 10, 60-40. Take your pick. We either have a final or Guy is in the driving seat. Who wins?
It's just a horrible hand to see. When you've got ace king suited and someone just rolls over Jack 10 suited with a different suit, it's horrible. Like, you're basically flipping a bit less, obviously, but let's see what the flop brings.
King, wow, that'll do.
Yeah, that will do.
Well, we got a double gutter ball.
Double gutter.
Yeah, any action flops about?
Dead.
Oh man!
That is it.
Straight in, and that is it.
I've got a final.
Drawing dead on the river. Wowzers. King Shook Gosh has just torn the semi-final to shreds. 2-0. Back of the onion bag, top of the league.
And now
King Shook Gosh.
We'll be back shortly with the final table. That's going to be a best of 5, so hopefully it brings a longer heads-up match than we've seen in both these semi-finals, but neither one of them lasting more than half hour. Incredible.
Our final will be Oliver White versus King Shook Gosh. We'll leave the pictures on.
We'll see you in around 10.
We reckon about 10 minutes, and we'll see you then.
last night? I don't know. I don't know when it was. But it wasn't just students. Was it? I thought so. It was in the evening, wasn't it?
All the evening tournaments are.
Yeah. That's what I thought. But was there a trophy? I hope it was a trophy.
I don't think it should have been.
No, because there wasn't one for 6 mans, and there was one for 10.
Best of 5 was the best of 5.
It's a long run. Can't wait to go 5 sets.
He was there a minute ago.
Good luck, man. You too. That's a bit out of equity.
Yeah, I want one.
I want one. That would map. That's cool. Are you open for a straight set or 5-set epic?
We're doing best of 5. Yeah.
Base? Oh, well, you have to win 3 games.
Yeah, that's cool. Make it fun. Good cards again.
Did you have good cards last time?
I just have good luck. It was very good. That bluff was going to go very wrong. That coin.
Alright, 100. Can we restart the clock, please?
Ready? Oh, it's not reset yet. Just stop it. You should reset it now. There you go.
Useful.
Where are you off to next?
So here we go, this is it, the final. Oliver against Kingshook, crack on, let's go, final, bum bum bum. Evening Alex, what time does the final day one, what time does day one finish? Well, day one finishes round about 9 PM in the card room. About 9 PM in the card room, and then bagged and tagged and chip counts online. We finish the live stream when this final is over, and then back tomorrow for day 1C. King Shook Gosh versus Oliver White. £700 for first place and the trophy, and £400 runner-up. Good luck, everybody. 2 players, heads up. Loving the heads up battle. Loving the heads up battle. They played online, 44 runners played online, £50 entry, and they made their way down to the quarterfinals, so 8 players left, and they stopped online and they played the quarterfinals and the semis, and now the final here live at the Student Championships. 2 great players, they both sat in the same seats in their semis. Oliver White on the left in the maroon burgundy hoodie, and Kingshook Gosh on the right. First semi-final leg for Kingshook lasted 2 hands, but we finish live at 9 PM on day 1B of the main event. And there's the heads up, chopping it up. So, Oliver's just taken a small lead in the first 4 or 5 hands of the final. What do we reckon for best of 5? Couple of hours?
Well, you expect at the 200, 400 level, so 30 minutes in, that it's going to go in. Someone's going to bust that level. So I'd say 2.5 hours tops.
Yeah.
Best of 5. That's assuming it goes 2-all. But if it's 3-0, it could be done in an hour.
Okay.
But it could be anywhere between an hour and 2.5 hours, maybe even 3. But we'll have to see how it goes. We've got the old split screen up.
We have. We might just be adjusting King Chuck's. I like the poncho. Look at that, the cowboy in the background. What's Dave doing in the background? Cowboy Dave's in the background. What's all that about? Not having that. Look at him.
Any good flops for Oliver?
The old poncho and the cowboy hat. Not a bad flop for Oliver. Oh, now we've got to split screen the action because both hands are on either side of the screen. Can the action just not be on one side of the screen? So I'm not looking at it like tennis. Not a bad flop for Oliver. Why can't we have the action on the left hand side? What's that? So we are heads up. This is the heads up battle, the heads up tournament that was online, and we are now on the final, best of 5. We've got Lee Van Cleef in the background. Behind Jack Oliver.
Alright. They say don't meet your heroes, but eventually it's got to happen.
What's happening here?
Hello.
I hope that's to share.
Do you want off?
What do you want, mate?
No, it's fine, it's fine.
You can have the cap, I'll have the Ochino.
Andy Hills is directly behind us. Good evening, Andrew.
Hey.
4 card, how's it going?
Well, the fact that I'm here is it's not good.
You've already played?
I'm on. Yeah, I played. My bounty has been taken, and now I'm on an alternate list to be a bounty again.
Okay.
That's how good I am at 4 card.
Okay. Do you want 5 minutes with Jay? Or are you waiting for the alternates list to...
I've got a little while, so yeah, we'll do 5 minutes.
Okie dokie. Jay and Andy Hills, the superstar that just travels the entire world. He collects flags for a living, and he's got hundreds.
And Andy Hills.
This is our heads up match.
Yeah, this is the
final.
Yeah, heads up final.
Oh, I know this fellow.
Yeah, this is King Shook Gush. Plays a lot of poker in Scotland.
He's a regular.
Yeah,
he's a regular on the
GUKPTs,
right?
GUKPTs, yeah. But he won his semi-final 2-0, and so did his opponent Oliver. Both players are playing for £700, both with 400 locked up.
Bled a bit, then punted.
Good.
Didn't get there versus aces.
How can you not get there versus aces in PLO?
I know. It's like I must have had at least 44% equity, right? What a life! A student and playing GKBTs.
Yeah.
I would have only dreamt of playing playing the games that I see King Truck in.
That's your heads up game, Andy. Any good?
I win approximately 50% of my heads up. No, I do all right. I do okay.
Tin Ace King, 8 flop. Oliver made it 200. King defended the 8-4 suited. Catches bottom pair. However, flush draw on the turn for Oliver here. He's now going to come out firing. And a quick fold from a King with bottom pair.
This is the first of 5?
Yep, this is the first of 5. So we're expecting it to last somewhere between the 2 and 3 hour mark, the whole battle.
I once played a heads-up shootout in Las Vegas. I think it was about a 500 buy-in, 550 or something like that. And I played 5 rounds, and it took 2 full days. Each round was best of 3.
Yeah.
And I think one of the matches was something like 6, including all 3 rounds, was about 6 hours or something like that, 5 hours. So both nights were very late nights.
Yeah, I can imagine. Must have been a very nice structure then.
Yeah, it was too nice. I don't think they'll ever repeat that buy-in ever again.
Yeah.
I think it was they'd done an experiment at the Golden Nugget, I think it was. I can't see them repeating that. 500 buy-in lasts for more than 2 days. Doesn't seem very optimal use of their dealers. But I was lucky enough to play it while that was still a thing.
So Oliver flopping top pair, King flopping a gut shot. Both players with backdoor hearts as well. 8 of diamonds on the turn doesn't change a thing. Expect King to probably slow down now, but he is coming in for the double barrel.
It seems very reasonable on this board, I'd say, with a gut shot.
And Oliver not going to be going anywhere with top pair. Calls once more, and we'll see a river. Looks bricky, and if it is, that's a really good card for the King 5. We're now chopping with a lot of other King X. But King does elect to give up on this specific river card, and Oliver going to take a nice little lead early on.
Easy when you got top there.
He flopped the boat second hand. This heads up. He had 8-6 off. It came 8-8-6.
Of course it did. I don't often play 8-6, but when I do.
In the semi-final as well, Oliver picked up aces second hands. A heads up, as you do. Did actually play him very well, like checked the flop and actually got the lot because he checked the flop. And
do we know much about these guys? Are they both currently students?
I know a bit about King. I'm unaware of Oliver. First time I've ever seen him is this week here in Coventry. Seemed to play well in the first semi-final. We've got a jam here from King over an open from Oliver. Oliver asking for a count, 28 big blinds here. Don't think he's going to be calling off 28 bigs with the ace-5 suited. Into the muck it goes. But King, as you know, he said he's a regular on a UKPT. I think he plays more of the northern-based ones. I don't think I've seen him down in London much. But
I've definitely seen him at recent GKPTs. I can't remember which one, maybe Edinburgh.
Went over to Ireland, came 4th in the Hendon Mob Championships a couple of weeks ago.
Nice.
So definitely can play this kid. Mm-hmm. I say kid like I'm 40 years old, but it is the students. You missed the media event as well last night, Andy. Did you hear about it?
I heard that Kit.
Kit took the trophy.
How many of you?
There was 9. We were 9-handed. Jeff busted first, then it was PK, then it was KT, then Andy, then me, then it went Dave, Tower, Kit.
And was it all for bragging rights?
Yes. Tower busted me as well.
Tower busted you.
Yeah, Tower busted me.
Oh wow! Bragging rights,
yeah, we've got to pick up with a hand here. This is a setup, heads up. Yeah, absolute setup. Ace Queen for Oliver, and it looks like King going to be taking the chip lead again. Needs to fade a queen.
Oh, he has not faded a queen.
Yeah. Can find a 10 though now as well, the ace king, but that's a bad card on the turn. Now can't find a king
bleak.
or a 10. It's not a diamond, and it's a 7 of diamonds. So the ace queen of Oliver will take the first match. That's 1-0 to Oliver. So King getting unlucky there. We saw him get very lucky in the semi-final. It does come back around, but couldn't fade the 3 out up.
There is a lot of variance in heads-up play. Doesn't matter. It doesn't actually matter how much edge you have over someone. It's very rare where you have a heads-up matchup where you're just going to be destined to win.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how. Like I've played against someone almost like the dream opponent online before, where they were extremely passive. And I got them down and down and down and down to sort of 7 big blinds or whatever. Go all in with a king or whatever. Yeah. They've got aces, or like they've got some trivial call. They back double up, and then blinds go up. It just takes another cooler. So you can never be sure. It doesn't matter. And I'm sure these guys know what they're doing. So there's going to be a lot of variance in this. That said, the best of 5 makes it a little bit more fun.
Yeah, it does.
Adds a lot more skill to it.
Like it does mean you can make a big mistake, and still be in it if you lose one of the rounds.
And also, when you're I'm speaking as a tournament player myself. One of the skills of tournaments is playing different stack sizes. Playing 10 big blind stacks, 15 big blind stacks, 25 big blind stacks, and when you have several rounds, but you start with 50 bigs as we do here. You get to play a whole variety of stack sizes, so it calls on all of those skills.
So back into the action, and King continuing after flopping a gut shot, finds the 8 on the turn, gives him the best hand. May elect to check behind now, as he does, and 5 of hearts rolls off on the river. And action now on Oliver, floated with the king higher, out of position on the flop. And King just checks behind, doesn't go for thin value, and going to take the pot down.
I think that's a fairly sensible check back. There are 7s in the defender's range, and you might go for the check raise with that hand. It's not very often you get to play heads up.
It's not. I was saying to Tao when we kicked off the semi-finals. I like cash game experience heads up, yes, but tournament experience heads up. I've probably played heads up in the tournament a handful of times. So that's it.
One thing about playing live poker as opposed to online is you just very, very, very rarely get to do it. Heads up shootouts like this are very rare.
Yeah.
It's not. There's only a few. You're only going to get to play, even if you're like me and play lots and lots and lots of live poker, you're only going to get a few chances a year.
Yeah.
There's not that many of them in Vegas unless you want to put a lot of money on the line. And there's not many festivals where you get to play heads up. So it's basically when you get heads up in an actual MTT is the main time you get to play heads up.
Yeah.
That's not, it's easier said than done. And you get a lot more chances online, of course. We usually have a heads up game in G-Coop. It's worth mentioning.
Yep.
Next week, I haven't seen the schedule, but or I haven't studied the full schedule. But
it starts,
I imagine there'll be a heads up game.
Yeah, there will be. It starts next Sunday. Kicks off then. There is a Vegas package going to the eventual winner of the series. We've also got our pro leaderboard as well, which Andy will be involved in. So make sure you look out for that. Get yourself in your picks holding tank. And if your pro does go on to win the mini league between the 5 pros, you'll be entered into a free roll for everyone else that was in that holding tank. Andy always usually has the biggest tank, I should mention, as he's sitting next to me.
Hashtag thin.
Oliver, he said he found aces in the semi-final, and he's got the Cowboys here and just flattened.
Oh, see,
Oh no, he's not.
I was going to say, if his opponent's, if he could see his opponent's hand, he would flatten.
Yeah, yep.
He knows 8-4 is going to fold. Oh, new. They have.
Yeah. This is our last bit of coverage for today as well. We should mention we are back tomorrow from 12:30 on the live stream. All kicks off the day 1C of the student main event. We're expecting a big turnout for that. The Friday, always the busiest day.
How many have it been so far?
So far we've got over 400 entries.
Nice.
Yeah, over 400 entries.
It's great that for a low buy-in to get to play a multi-day tournament. That's fantastic.
The prize pool's usually 25k as well. So for a £30 buy-in, it's like a mini Goliath.
Yeah,
you look at it like that. It's
proper heads-up hand here. The 5-2 versus the 7-4.
Yeah, 7-4 already in front, but does make a pair on the turn, so King's going to come out firing, and a quick fold from Oliver. Bear in mind, if you are just joining us, Oliver is 1-0 up. This is a best-of-5 heads-up final table, down to 2 players. 8 came back today for day 2 to play live, and we are down to the final 2. You off to Vegas with the team? Andy,
shall be.
In the summer?
Very end of May, start of June.
Does that mean you're going to miss Luton?
Unfortunately, it does mean I'm going to miss Luton. So, there's a hit I'm prepared to take.
Don't get to see the sights. And that is our next leg as well on the UKSPC tour. We are off in May. There's plenty going on regarding deep stacks and 25-25s, but our next UKSPC is in June, and that's the 560 in Luton.
UK poker is gold during the Vegas period.
Yeah.
Poker does get better. Everywhere. I mean, generally Europe, UK. A lot of pros do go to Vegas to chase the dream, chase the bracelet, and everything. So it is actually a golden time to play online as well. If you're an online person, it's universally agreed that the games get a little bit fishier online. A little bit fewer pros playing online. But I can't resist the allure of silly gold bracelets.
That's it, isn't it? We're like children, all going out there to chase a bracelet that you're probably never going to wear, to be honest with you. You're not going to go out on a night out with it just round the wrist, are you? But it's just the novelty of it and what it is. It's such a great achievement, and nowadays as well, it's so much more difficult to win a bracelet than it was 15 years ago because of the amount of runners Vegas gets for the WSOP.
Even the small 1K events get 1,000 odd players.
Your best chance if you want to win a bracelet is probably you want to play the 8 game or the Raz or something like that, where it's got like 200 runners.
Certainly a lively atmosphere in the casino here.
Yep.
Rico Arena.
Really is.
I think I've only been here when Goliath's been on in the past. I did, and they used to have a GKBT here as well, but that also coincided with Goliath, I think. So it's always really lively for that, but very pleasantly surprised how much of a buzz there is for the students.
As Tower says, it's like their Vegas, like coming in for the week, play plenty of events, small buying events as well, potentially.
And every evening there is an event that's open to everybody. It's not the lunchtime events are for students only, but in the evenings, people like me can come along and have a little punt, punt at 4-card games and such like.
4 cards?
4 cards, yes.
You mean you get more
You
than
get,
2?
You get 4 cards. You didn't seem to give me twice as good a chance of winning though, somehow.
So action on king with ace-9 will be raising here, and Oliver not going to be folding the queen 10. And we'll see a flop.
It's a very good flop.
It's gone
queen
check,
10.
check. Two of hearts rolls off on the turn, and now Oliver going to try and eke some value out of king with his 10x.
It's all playing out in a standard way so far. The ace-9 has checked back the flop to call this turn. This is a good flop, a good river card for the queen 10 to... Oh, sorry, have I got the cards the wrong way around? Queen 10's checked back, I apologise. Yeah, this is a solid card for the ace-9 to rep. But he's maybe rates his showdown value with ace-high, so and thinks that he's not going to get anything to fold with a second barrel.
Blinds 100-100. We're playing 10-minute blinds for this heads-up final. Best of 5, 1-0 to Oliver White. Both players locked up 450, playing for £700. Sorry, locked up £400, playing for £700. So effectively, it's a £300 heads-up battle. You played much with King this year?
He's been on my table a few times over the last year-ish.
Yeah. What I've seen from him on the string, he seems to play pretty well, solid,
yeah,
knows what he's started, knows what he's doing.
He seems good. Yeah, he seems good. I've not seen him do anything bad. Yeah. Maybe people imagine that some people, maybe recreational players, sometimes imagine that poker's about making fancy moves or really advanced stuff, but sometimes being a good poker player is about not making mistakes, like knowing the kind of foundations of good play on different stacks and appreciating range and stuff. But it's not always about doing really fancy stuff, it's about just like not making mistakes.
Yeah, of course. We've got a bit of action here. Oliver finds queens. He's had kings, now he's got queens. He continues with 200. King not going anywhere with a will draw. King rolls off on the turn. It shouldn't really be a bad card here for our
queens. Should be barreling a fair bit here. Yep, I would expect this. He's supposed to rep that when he doesn't have it, and of course with queens he doesn't need to rep anything. He's got the hand. I don't know if you can go for 3 streets. It's a bit debatable because your opponent can have King X on this week. King 5, King 3, King 6. It's not a part of his range.
He's going for the 3rd street of value though, and King.
Yep, that's cool. It makes you a lot tougher to play against if you go for the 3 streets within value in this spot.
The King thinking about this one with ace high. You've got to remember, Oliver just checked his option with queens in the big blind as well. That's something to take into account, and King does pay it off with ace high, and that check in the big is actually what has won that pot for Oliver, or more than he would have got. So Oliver taking small lead in the second match.
It's going well for him so far.
Have an extra, son. Have an extra.
You can see the main event still going on in the background as well. That's whittled down to what looks like 6 or 7 tables now.
How many levels do they play on day one?
They play 12 levels, 40-minute clock, so it's a great structure for a £30 buy-in.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Same clock as you get in like a 25 series.
Unbelievable. It's a great opportunity.
If only I'd been into poker when I was a student. It wasn't. Nowadays, everyone has a poker society in their university. It wasn't a thing when I studied.
So there's 41 left in the main event, just getting some confirmation. So 5 tables going on out there. And Oliver, ace king now.
He's raised it out of position, and as it happens, King James had a bad hand.
Seen him have aces, kings, queens, and ace king whilst he's been playing heads up on this feature table.
Yeah.
See what alternate.
Yep. Get yourself checking out that alternate list.
Thanks, Andy.
Yep.
Cheers, Andrew.
Back in a bit. See you
Andy
later.
Hills. Going to check what number alternate they're on in the Omaha. 90 runners in the Omaha. 9 in note. Top of the shop. Blind 90.
So that's going to be like 2.7k prize pool for a £30 buy-in, which is incredible for a PLO tournament.
In fact, 107 now. We said it was going to be busy.
Yeah.
And we wanted to get in, and now we can't.
I think I'm still probably going to hop in. I'm going to go on the alternates list at 9:30, Yanis said.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to blind out, and whenever this finishes, we'll see what we got to spin
Yeah,
up.
well, that's the way. That's the spirit.
I've got to go see him at about 9:25.
907, and there's 85 players left. Wow. So I'm not sure why there's is there an alternate? Can't be an alternate list then.
Yeah, there is. There is an
Isn't
alternate.
it? Well, if it started with 107.
Yeah, but they may. It doesn't necessarily mean they started with 107. They could have started with 90 bust outs, alternates come in, bust out, alternates come in, bust outs, alternates come in. It doesn't necessarily mean you start with that many tables.
Right. Got you. So we're heads up.
See Tom there eyeing up the trophy in the background. His colleague Kit got it yesterday in the media event.
So we are heads up. We are heads up because it's a heads up tournament. King Shook, Gosh and Oliver White. Still 1-0 to Oliver. Best of 5.
Blinds are now up.
Lines are now 1-2. So the best of 5. The main event directly behind us is coming to the end of the day. They'll be bagging and tagging in about 10 minutes time. And that'll just be the heads up and the Omaha.
King 10-4, 2 spade flop, the Queen 10 of Oliver finds middle pair. King of flopping a gut shot, backdoor second nut flush draw, so he's going to come out firing. We'll take a turn card, which is the 7 of spades. Good potential double barrel candidate here for King, but he's going to take the free card. And it goes check, check. River rolls off, and King leading here. Has to be a spade here on the river, right? It's a 5, so King just going to fire 300. Making it look like a value bet here with just Queen high. But I think, especially after we check back turn as Oliver, we're going to have to pay this off here. We're just heads up, second pair. the way this hand's played, I just can't see him folding. And he does flick it in, and King gets the bad news, and that's going to make it a level playing field. Well, no, Oliver now taking the chip lead. Still fairly close in stacks. King's turn to pick up the big hand. Queen's for him on the button. He just calls and actually induces a raise from Oliver with the King-9. And King with Queens here says, I'm all in. For 4.1k, which is 20 bigs, Oliver with King-9 off. Probably gonna let this one go. I think we see him call King Jack, fold King 10 as well, and I think he's going to fold the King 9 here. Very surprised that he does make the call. And he does find a call, Oliver. If he can find a king, he's going to be 2-0 up. King needs to fade a king. Great flop for the queens. No runners for the King 9 other than 8-10. 4 on the turn. So just a king to fade for King. And he'll get a double up. There it is. So King now with 40 plus bigs, and you'll see from here 9 big blinds for Oliver. Fairly short.
£2 for good then, yeah? Yeah. Bags and
yeah. Bit of a battle, this one.
It is indeed.
Bit of a battle. Two good players fighting out for £700 first prize. £400 second prize, and it is still 1-0 to Oliver. All in. Oh, chop pots nearly all the time. Queen deuce, Queen 4 if he gets a call, but I don't think he calls.
No, King's not going to call here. Yep. King 4 would see him call, but Queen 4 just going to let it go. Like we're just in dominated spots too much.
King 4 definitely calls. Queen 4 doesn't.
Very big blinds, yes.
Okay. Make a note of that, Tower. Make a note of that. King 4 calls. Queen 4. So when I'm heads up next time,
it's only 8 bigs effective heads up here. So Oliver should be jamming so wide. Like
well, blinds are only 1-2.
Yeah, but he's still only got 8 big points.
Oh, right, yeah.
So King on the button here. Got 2 options, fold or shove. I say fold or shove, but he's going to just come in for a raise and Oliver. Okay, he's going to call. Here, Oliver with a 10-5. Going to invest a big and try and catch the flop.
King, Queen, 6.
And King's just going to shove here, you expect, or at least fire.
Yep. That's what's happened.
So could be on our way to 1-all. Just 7 bigs for Oliver.
Yeah. G-Coupe starting on the 28th of April. G-Coupe, £30 freeze out to start with. 6,000 guarantee, that's 200 runners needed. The 28th of April, that's this coming Sunday. Goes on for a full 8 days. There's a £530 super high roller a week on Sunday. £110 main event. £225 PLO eye roller. Plenty going on. Check out all the details. GrosvenorCasino.com/poker/G-Coupe. So heads up, the final. Started with 8 today. We have 44 online total. They stopped when they got to 8. And quarterfinals, semi-finals and finals live here at the Student Championships. And we're in the final. It's 1-0 to Oliver on the left. And King Josh is trying to get himself back in the final. 10-7-5 is the flop. Bet fold as we predicted, as we thought it was going to be. And under 10 bigs for Oliver. Looks like it's going to be 1-1.
So King with King Queen.
Aye, wrong timing because this is going to be a call.
And it could be 1-all.
It's going to be 1-all. I'm predicting 1-1.
No 6.
No 6. No 6, I'm guessing.
No flushes either.
No.
Got both suits covered here, so Oliver in pretty grim shape. 1-4 shot here.
As you can see in the background, they are bagging up. We have outs.
Picked up some outs. Can find an 8.
Finds an 8, it's 2-0.
So an 8 or 6 needed, otherwise it will be 1-1.
8 or a 6. It's a 7.
So King with King height wins the second round.
1-1.
That makes it 1-all.
So it's 1 apiece. Best of 5. So Oh, it's one apiece. Yanis is bagging and tagging all the players in the main event. 41 it finished within the main event in the background. 41. 30 yesterday, so that's 71 total. So just get the clock reset and then off we go.
Mike, just wait there for me. Just wait there for me. Just wait there for me. No one following me wrong.
So it looks like we've just nipped off for a break. Who's that handsome chap in the background? Oh. Oliver White has just nipped off to the loo. We are just about to reset the clock. So players finished in the background of the main event. 41 players have made it through. Full chip count on the website very shortly. So we are back waiting for the clock to be reset. Off we go. This is the leg number 3, one apiece. So one apiece in the final, the heads up tournament. Trophy on the table. Oliver flops a 10. And bets on the turn after it was checked.
Yeah, King's going to call once here. Not necessarily to hit his gut shot, but King High will be the best hand some of the time, heads up in this spot. And 6 rolls off on the turn. And it goes check, check, and Oliver going to take that one down.
King 4 for Oliver. Queen deuce. Six on the turn and a bet. Oliver with a chip lead, nearly 6,000 to 4,000.
There's one extra. No. Well, there's 2 more, should be starting at 10. I haven't got time.
So 1-1.
Daniel, he's been taken off the road.
So nice and steady, using the chips correctly. 58 bigs, 42 bigs. No manic amolling, malarkeys, no raising 5x, using every chip as a prisoner. £700 first prize, 400 for second.
You know there's only 10 minutes left to late break. Plus the 15-minute break. Just letting you know, that's all.
41 players made it through to day 2. The main event has finished for the day. We're streaming the heads up until conclusion.
King makes it 300 to go, base 10. Oliver going to defend in the big.
Yeah, the old 3-4. I'd have done the same. Pick up a draw like that. I usually hit on the turn.
Ace on the turn would be interesting.
Yes.
it's gone continue from King, and Oliver won't be going anywhere after flopping an up and down straight draw. Turn rolls off the 7 of spades, and expect King to check back on this turn. It does hit Oliver's range quite well, and now this 10 of clubs rolls off on the river. We've got a very nice bluff opportunity as Oliver, but we're going to get snapped off.
Decided to check instead.
It's a pretty good spot to bluff, but King would have snapped us off. Clubs came in, all the straight draws either picked up a pair or made their straight, other than the 4-3 and the wheel draws.
Not very often on a board of 10 high are you playing the board, or just about playing the board.
Not low. It's good hand in Hold'em highlight.
It is.
Got half the pot locked up.
It moves all in. He's jammed a lot. Now if we call, this is 2-1. Well, it wouldn't be because Oliver's got him covered.
Wow,
but this could be bang levels.
This is what a move. Pretty sick move from Oliver. Not low.
Oh, that's for a count.
I actually really like this from Oliver, because when you think about how the hand's played, King checking back turn and then coming in for value on the river, it just seems like King's pretty capped at one pair hands. Like, it's very hard for him to have 2 pair plus unless he's rivered 2 pair in some sort of weird way with that 10 on the river. And we've got plenty of flush draws that we can have. We've got straights that we can have as well. So really actually like it as Oliver. We are credibly repping a strong value range here. We can have flushes, we can have straights, some 2 pairs that we may elect to thin value jam. And I just don't think we can call now as King. And King lets it go. What a play.
Great play from Oliver White. That's why he's in the heads-up final. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Grosvenor Poker, at Grosvenor Poker on Twitter. All the action live and recorded on UKPT YouTube channel and Twitch. Hopefully available over the weekend will also be GUKPT. All the information on social media. Come and join us.
It's Oliver in pocket 3.
Oi, oi, look at this round. All in. Count, please. Is any made hand heads up?
What
a call?
Well, the problem with like deuces, 3s, 4s, and 5s, you're basically hoping for a coin flip.
Oh, you got something there.
Yeah, I agree with the fold there. It's 26 bigs, pocket 3s. We're basically calling to get ourselves in a flip situation when we've got the chip lead. There's just no need to give it away that easily. Yes, we have a chance to take the heads up, but if King doubles, he's way back in this round.
Yeah.
Whereas we've got a good advantage at the moment with our stack size and the pocket 3s. They just don't fare too well against King's shoving range. Yes, maybe ace-2 suited is the only hand we can have crushed, but other than that, we're basically hoping to flip, or we're going to be crushed by better pairs. And Rao coming in and nicking the trophy.
So the 3s would have been marginal for a lot of players. Now it's King shook with the 6s against ace high. Makes it 300. Should call. It does indeed. We're all in. And a call. Oliver's ace-3.
Wow, this is strange.
Against King. I don't know how that. I thought it was a call, but it wasn't. It was a 3-bet with ace-3.
I'm not sure how this has gone in, but King in nice shape here. And it's either going to be level pegging.
Yeah, 3-betting with the ace-3. Gets a jump, gets a call. Oliver. Well, this will be back to starting stack by the looks of this.
Yeah, it's either going to be 2-0 or basically we're starting the round again.
Yeah.
So ace to fade for King. It's a good run out so far, and that's a great turn.
A great turn.
Takes away an out.
2 outs, one of the aces, and that'll do. We are now back to starting stack, and that's what can happen. Bit of a loose 3-bet with ace 3.
It's not necessarily loose, like it's fine to 3-bet heads up with an ace blocker, but it's just stack sizes. Like, what are we doing? I think we just need to fold against a 4-bet jam if we are 3-betting, but then again, that's the problem when we 3-bet to that size. We put a third of king stacking anyway, and then to call off, it's hard not to call off after we do 3-bet to that size, and then we've got to call off the remainder of king stack. But I think it was just a 3-bet bluff. It's fine to put in the 3-bet there, but maybe need to be a bit deeper just so we can fold to the 4-bet jam. So we got a check on the button and a check from King in the big blind. See a Jack 6-3 flop. Goes check check. 8 rolls off on the turn, giving the 8-7 of Oliver the best hand. Goes check check once more, and a queen on the river. So King not going to be calling a thin value bet from Oliver.
So a great heads up out going on. It's 1 apiece, and we're just about leveling stacks for leg 3. Best of 5. Ten deuce called, raised to 400, called. Black flop, 8-6 queen. I bet 500 snap fold. Is now chip leader in this leg.
Now blinds 1 and 2. So average stack 25 bigs.
Apparently it's capped at 40. They might be up more. It's a good sign, guys. Go red for me.
Guy in the background just said he's alternate number 81 for the Omaha.
That was half hour ago, so he might be seated by now.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Alternate 81. That could be like 200 runners. That'd be insane.
So we've got 2 ace-x clashing here. Oliver opening and King shoving, and a quick fold from Oliver into the muck it goes.
2 minutes ago there was 144 runners in the Omaha. That's like the biggest Omaha event they've ever had. I want to be in it. Right, come on Oliver, King shook. Let's get on the alternates list.
Yeah, but get on, because
Now,
10 minutes.
10 minutes time. If you want a game in the Omaha, you've got 10 minutes.
The thing is, this could finish at
It's
11,
3
half
hours,
11,
3 hours.
11, half
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
So even if I put it in now,
Did we get paid overtime?
I've had the longest day ever today.
Yeah.
Feels.
Right, well, Goliath, you know when I'm walking down them steps.
Yeah, I know how you feel now, Tower. Honestly.
Try doing that 7 days on the trot.
Yeah, that's the old flip and goes.
Yeah. We'll be doing more of them when we get to the Goliath. The old flip and goes, they were popular last year.
Trips for Oliver.
We ended up doing like 15 to 20 a day. So it was insane at one time.
Going to check. King's going to fire. Oliver tosses in a call and looks away nonchalantly.
Yeah.
Spoke about some live tells earlier, but usually it does signal strength on your opponent.
Yeah. King Shook's already decided I'm not putting another dime into this pot.
Yeah, King picked up on that. He definitely picked up on that, I think, and didn't even try going for a bluff. I think he's very good.
I think he knows where he is.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
I think he may have picked
Playing
up on
well.
something.
Queen 10 for Oliver. Should be raising it up. Yep, he's minute 500. Called by King Shook. We are going to see a flop. Ace 6 5. One bet wins. So all the players who have made it through to day 2 are off for a cheeky beer, celebrating the fact that they are in the draw. Behind you there is the Omaha, that's just crazy.
Mental, yeah.
144 runners the last time we saw with an alternates list. Crazy.
So King, Queen, Deuce, flop. Both players with £400 locked up, playing for £700.
And the trophy. And the accolades of being heads up champion.
It's a really nice treat for us actually to get a different format of Hold'em on the featured table. It's a nice little treat. like Andy Hill said as well, it's you just don't get many variants of heads up game. You can't walk into a casino and there's a heads up tournament like live.
No,
because of the you need plenty of dealers for a heads up tournament. It's very, very hard to get.
Certainly not sustainable, is it?
Yeah, so
impossible.
It is a nice treat for us. The only places you usually get them is out in Vegas for the WSOP.
Or online.
Yeah, or online, obviously.
Which is one of the reasons why they run it online.
Did you say you're doing Vegas this year, aren't you, Tower?
Might be. A bright light city gonna set my soul, gonna set my soul on fire. And there's a whole lot of love we got supposed to fall. Yeah, maybe.
Might see it out there. Well, I don't know.
Why, are you going to win a package?
I don't know. I'm definitely going Florida this year.
Are you going to win a package?
I don't know if I'm going to go Vegas, but it's one of them things. I'm so torn. It's just I'm going to do the States. It's just whether I go there for leisure or work.
Work?
Yeah, poker's work, isn't
work?
it?
Oh right, I thought you meant what? Breaking down the hands with Jay Harwood.
What film out there? Yeah, outside the Bellagio.
Yeah. You only need to apply for your media pass. You'll be fine.
Or just get given one like you do.
You know, when you know people in the business,
It's who you know, Tower. That's it.
absolutely.
So it's 1-1. King and Oliver. Fairly even as well at this point of round 3. We see Oliver make the call on the river there, and King slams down the 10 high, knowing he's never going to be good.
Never. So a good battle going on. We are heads up. It is the heads up championships. This is the final. King Shugosh, Oliver White.
Yep, playing down to a conclusion.
And Jay's just said, great to have a different variation of Hold'em on our table, and this has been the heads up championships from the quarterfinals to the winner.
And we've got another live day of coverage tomorrow from 12:30 on the live stream, so make sure you are tuned in. Plenty of action. It's been great to watch this £30 tournament. You don't see a £30 tournament streamed very often, ever. So it's very good to see the difference in play from what we usually see in the £500 and 1k buy-ins.
So we're on 200, 400 for the first time.
I think it's first time in any match actually as well. Yeah, it's not just the final. So now there's actually only 25 bigs in play. So if there's not a call on the button and a check, it should just be push or fold. King not putting his cards in the box.
Get your cards in that box, young man. There'll be trouble. So if you're just tuning in, Heads Up Championship, the final. It is 1-1, best of 5.
And King gets a walk.
Yep. Oh, there you go. We have hoodies. Oh, we're going to wear it as well. We have the... Oh, we've got a bit of we have the Student Championships. We're having a bit of a got one moment, so we're going to get them in. We're going to do a bit of a walk, have a twirl. Put the hoodie on. What does it say on? What does it say on the bike? We love the tower. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it says on the bike. We'll check it out in a minute when we see the back of.
I think it says
Oliver's cards.
I'm off to Prague. That's what I think it says. But I'm guessing it just says Grosvenor on the back. But we are actually doing a giveaway online as well. If you look at the Grosvenor Facebook page, if you're coming down to Coventry at all this week, there's a little
take a selfie,
a little frame in the casino. Take a selfie of you and some friends in the frame, and we're going to pick 2 winners.
It's a Goliath hoodie.
That's a Goliath one.
We're ready for Goliath 2019.
Are we?
We are. Born ready, us. Born ready, that's us.
So this is the longest we've seen a round go on all day.
Yep.
We're up to the 2-400 level. And this is what you expect to see now. We're not going to be going post-flop. Shouldn't
None of
really
you playing then?
shouldn't really be going post-flop at all. It's just going to be push or
Evening
fold.
logs.
So this is playing.
Good evening logs. Welcome to the live stream of the Heads Up Championship.
Evening logs. Logs 98. You should be here, Logs. Sure, you're a student, especially if you're born in 98.
Just old enough to go to Vegas. 21.
May not be yet. Maybe 20. May not have been his birthday in the first 4 months of the year.
I used to watch Jeopardy years ago. There's a guy on Jeopardy who was pretty much broke every record on the show.
I've never heard of the show. Never heard of it.
He must have won a lot of money. 8-3 for King Chuck. Calls. We see a flop. No, never. So we see a flop. Eventually, no, we don't see a flop. What's a flop? Don't know. Who won the hand? Don't know that neither. Gone. Nope. Gone. A queen eye flop. King Chuck bet with a flush draw, and it won. 8 bigs for Oliver. Oh, failed again. Born in December, so 20 until December. I don't know.
At least you can go Vegas for Christmas. So this heads up's been going on over half hour now. And we got an all in from Oliver, finds an ace. King not going to be able to make the call. He's going to have to let it go. Oliver back up to 3.8k. King in the driver's seat. This is 1-1 at the moment. It's been a fairly slow round. Just that I haven't really had any hands tangle.
Nines for Oliver. They're in. And a call. We've not seen King Chucks. He's forgot to put them in the box again. Get them in the box. That's all we said. Get them in that box. We need to see your cards. Sevens. So this could be a double up for Oliver.
Yeah, it could well be. In a great spot here. Oliver, plenty of cashes to his name as well. Came 5th last year in the Unibet Open for £16,000.
Can play the game, as we know.
It's a good flop for the nines.
Oh, there's the 7.
How does it come a 7 on the turn, and that's going to be that.
2-1. 2-1 to the King Chuck. 2 outer. Boom. There it is.
Just finds it on the turn.
Oliver White devoed. It is now 2-1. Best of 5.
2-1 to a king.
Reset that clock, he says. So, reset and the clock. No. So 1 advantage King Chuck. $5,000 chips each. Let's do it again. So the man on Jeopardy won 1.1 million in 15 days as champion. That is a lot of money. Well done, that man. I might have to watch the reruns. Like a bit of Jeopardy. So I'm going to reset the clock and then we will start again. 2-1, King Chuck.
So I was way out on the numbers.
Told you.
Way out.
So we start again. 5,000 chips at 1-1. 100.
Can I use it? No, I'm just going to put the tablet and charge it with me.
So who's going to win this Titanic struggle? It's 2-1 to Kinchuk. Just shows the strength of Student Poker. They were both in Dublin last week and both cashed. One in the JP Masters, the other in the Endermob Championships. Great effort. A couple of years ago in Edinburgh, Kinchuk took down one of the side events of the UKSPC. Final table to 25-25 as well. Plays a lot in Edinburgh. Scottish based. Queen 4-6, the next flop. Checked. Well, if this comes a diamond flop, this could be interesting. King 7-5. No diamond around. Oliver calls as he hits bottom pair. Turns 2 pair. And he's being bet into. Was that 800? Is that the bet on the turn? It was a bet of 800, it was a raise to 2,000, and it was a fall through Kinchuk.
King is 2-1 up. got two pretty established students here already at the young age that they are both.
Just been saying they've both been to Dublin last week and both cashed.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, King coming fourth in the Hendon Mob Championships, and Oliver getting a cash in the 550 JP Poker Masters. Well, I think it does show the way these two have been playing that they are solid players. They know their game inside out.
493. A bet of 1 and a call. 10 on the turn, up, down, straight, don't have king shook. And a bet, and he takes the chips. So bang level just in chips. No real hands with the blinds at 1-1. Seems to have been playing 1-1 quite a while, to be fair. I thought they were only 10-minute levels.
Ace Jack for Oliver in the big. King with 4 deuce on the button. Checks his option. There's a raise from Oliver, and that will be that.
Two 1 the king shook, best of 5.
So king on the button, queen 6. Going to come in for a raise. Oliver with a7 suited here in the big. 2 options, 3-bet option, flat option.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you're enjoying. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Hope you're all enjoying the event. And with it being a student event, it's 10% off all massages with Casino Angels. So make sure you have one.
Yeah, joined by Cara. She's doing the massages throughout the casino. If you are playing in the event, I'm sure you see her around. Give her a shout.
I'm really friendly. I don't bite. Call me over. Like the professionals do in Vegas, so you can be like a big roller. I'll even get Jay to commentate on what you're doing.
You have to do it on the feature then. You have to be a player on the feature table.
Yeah, get on the feature. Right, I'm going. I need to get back to it.
Yeah. So see a queen 9-4 2 spade flop. See you later. Top pair for king. Nine rolls off on the turn. Check, check. 6 on the river. King 9-3, 2 spade flop. Oliver flopping bottom pair. King with 7 deuce. Going to come in for a bet. Going to get looked up by Oliver though. And we'll see a turn, which is the Queen of Hearts. King checks behind, and a river rolls off the King of Clubs. Action on Oliver, he checks, King gives up with the whip. Into the muck it goes. So it's 2-1 to King here in this heads-up battle. Best of 5. So potentially we could still be in for another hour, hour and a half of play, especially if it is Oliver that does take this 4th round. But it's been a great day so far here in Coventry. We had coverage of the main event, which was great to commentate on. And we will have live coverage of the Day 1C that takes place tomorrow, kicking off on the live stream from 12:30. And expecting a huge turnout for that one. And Oliver finds the Cowboys. He really has found some hands heads up here. He's had kings twice, he's had aces, he's had queens, I think he's had ace king a couple of times, and this is it. This could be it. It could be 2-all. And if King finds a 6, he's pretty much going to have the title locked up, because Oliver going to be with 5 big blinds. But it's gone in here. 6s for King. Needs to. Oliver with the kings needs to fade a 6. 80-20. It's an ace queen jack flop. No runners for the 6s. So drawing to just a 6. Queen on the turn doesn't change a thing, so only a 6. Otherwise it's 2-2 and we are heading into the decider. What a match this has been. 2-2, 1 left to play. Best of 5, and Oliver takes that round. So I think the players are probably going to have a quick 5-minute break, and then we will be back. We'll leave the pictures on, and then we'll be back to conclude the heads-up final table. See you then.
Just wanted to reset. They can take 100 off the draw. 2-2. Huh? Take 100 for 2-2, yeah. If you give me the trophy, then we can. You want the trophy for 100?
Yeah. 2-2, ladies and gentlemen. It's a score draw at the minute.
Yeah, sudden death.
But it can't finish as a score draw.
It can't. £400 locked up, £700 going to the eventual winner.
We're not allowed to do it.
So, deuce. 2-2, just about to restart the clock. But they've both got a hoodie. They have both got a hoodie. Oh, where's he going? Just about to reset the clock for the deciding leg. 2-2, ladies and gentlemen. 2-2. So it's 2-2, just about to start the final leg of the Heads Up Championship. Oliver White, King Shook Gosh. Who wins it? Stick your winner in the Chat box. Who's it going to be?
We got some information from the main event filtering through as well. Obviously, we're going to keep our eyes on the heads-up coverage, so we'll bring you some details from the main event after this hand. It's gone check on the Riverdoe, and King going to take that pot. 40 players making it through from the 245 entries we had today. So that's 70 players so far who are through to Saturday. Still one more day to play. The chip leader is Sus Wong, 246,000. Thomas Raisley, 185. Ashley Bishop, 165.
Mr. Wong is all white because he got £100 into his online account for being chip leader.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
I never knew that was the case.
Yes, he did. Chip leader on day 1A, day 1B, and day 1C gets £100 into their online accounts.
Oh, lovely. So some other names making it through the short stacks that are going to need some help early on Saturday. Samira Johnston-Jones, Axke Maripuri, George Roberts and Philip Jenkins. They're all the short stacks.
What's the shorty?
The shorty is 23,400. That's Samira Johnston-Jones. Some other names making it through. Thomas Raisley, we saw him featured earlier as well. Also saw Nicholas Bingham taking 136,000 through. Amy Stevens as well has made it through. We saw her find the 3-outer against Jack Oliver for her tournament life, so she may be looking back at that.
Wow, 107.
Yeah, she's really had a spin up. Good luck to everyone that has made it through, and well done.
Did Grace make it through?
No,
Grace. She'll be trying again tomorrow.
No Grace.
Seeing as though she cashed in the 6 max and is on a winning week already.
Yeah, so well done to everyone that has made it through. You didn't make it through, you've got one more chance tomorrow. The final day one will be taking place.
Ace Jack Queen is the flop. So who's going to win this Titanic struggle? And how long is it going to last? We were into 200, 400 territory last level.
Yeah, it's been really nice for the final to go the distance though. The two semi-finals both finishing 2-0. Didn't get to see much play, but this has been a real good battle between King and Oliver, and both would be deserved winners of this heads up.
They would.
And it is neck and neck, 2-all, stack size is fairly similar.
We now have a rail. We now have a big rail like this. A heads up Titanic struggle. 2-2, best of 5.
No media event tonight after we finish, unfortunately.
Definitely not. You've been at it since 8:30 this morning.
It was different though. I really enjoyed it this morning to do something sort of branching out of the commentary.
Yeah.
Trying something new.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
looks like it's working.
I think everyone's going to enjoy the content when that is released in the coming weeks as well. So King and the Big going to raise it up after a check on the button from Oliver. makes it 4x with the Jack 6, and Oliver going to peel the King Deuce. Flops top pair, continue from King. Oliver will not be going anywhere, he'll make the call. As King drawing to 5% equity here, so very thin, going to need some runners, and that's not one of them. So King Deuce is going to get the check mark here. And King checks it over to Oliver, who's going to come in for a bet, and King can just make a quick lay down now with a Jack 6. And another thing I've really liked about this heads up, there's just been no unnecessary tanking, like straight away, like every decision, 10-15 seconds. If it's been against the jam, like they've been taking 30 seconds if need be, but it's been really good to watch for these two. Lots of hands getting dealt out, and hopefully everyone at home is enjoying it.
Yeah, we're lucky. Logs says, I hope to see more live side event coverage in the future for the GKPTs. The problem with the GKPTs is obviously we're here and the schedule overlaps quite a bit at the student championships. That never happens during a GUKPT. So the GUKPT main event is normally the only event going on. The side events obviously don't finish until like 4 AM in the morning. That would be something we could never do after filming a full 10 levels of the main event. But this and the Goliath and stuff like that, you never know. We might end up doing some side events at the Goliath when the side events overlap. But this has it's given us a chance to do exactly that, because the side events, obviously with it being heads up, there were only 8 players left, which means we could get it done. Yesterday it was a 6-match final. There was 1 table and that was it. A little bit different on the GUKPT, but we'd love to do it. We'd love to do the full week.
However, I should probably mention we've got a nice little treat at the grand final this year, because I think there is going to be, potentially we could have coverage of other events.
Yeah, we'll let you know if that happens. The grand final is looking at a bit juicy, the schedule. Something for everybody.
Yeah, that should be released in the coming months, but hopefully there's going to be a bit of diversity when that festival does occur.
Whenever we're on site and it allows us to, I'm sure we will always try and diverse into something else, but sometimes it's just not possible. Like the main event of GUKPT is the only event we could do. We couldn't stream from 12 PM midday until 4 AM in the morning. That'd be like impossible to do.
We're only human.
We are. We do like his bed. But it's as you say, it is good. And as Andy Hill said, you never get heads up battles and championships anywhere else. And it's 37 quid. Oh, this one was 50, wasn't it? So the online to live. We've loved it. We really have. And I like what you mean. We know what you mean, Logs. We know what you mean. Ace 5 for Oliver on an ace-high flop. Queen 8 for Kingshot with a gut shot. And a bet on the turn and a winner for Oliver. The Omaha is in the background. $156 playing the Omaha.
That's incredible.
156.
So that's going to be near a 5k prize pool.
Yeah.
£30 buy-in, 156.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 14,780, 14,680 prize pool. So it's probably going to be around 1400 up top you expect for a £30 buy-in Omaha comp, which is just amazing. It's just been an incredible turnout from everyone that's been here so far this week, really supporting the UKSPC. Everyone drinking, enjoying themselves as well.
They are indeed. Us as well. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Loving it like that. 2-2. I think we always thought it'd go best of 5 and it'd be 2-2 and playing the decider.
Yeah, with these two specific players, from what I've seen, they just played well. And Oliver's Kings again.
Oi.
3 times he's had Kings heads up. 3 times. I haven't had Kings in 2 months.
Big raise.
Yeah, big raise.
Surprising. Surprising big raise. But if Kingshook has any hand worthy of a call, he would make it. Trying to build a pot. That didn't happen that time. Kings again.
Chris has one there, you can take it. Doesn't need it. See you tomorrow, ladies.
Ta-ra.
Yes. Blinds are now up. We're
1-2. 1-2. 29 bigs, 20 bigs. Change of colour, change of scenery and the colour of the table. And we see a 7-7-8 flop. Not a bad flop for Kingshook. Bet's 200.
Not a bad flop.
195 chips too many. Who is going to be crowned champion? Best of 5. It's 2-2. Next goal winner.
Yeah, next goal wins golden goal. Back to World Cup 2002. Last ever World Cup with a golden goal rule.
There should never have been one to start with. Ridiculous. Let's sit in an office and what can we think of next?
What about the League Cup when the silver goal rule used to come into play?
What was that?
The silver goal. Can you not remember it?
No.
When you're winning, if you was winning at half time and extra time with a goal, that's it. Over. No second half.
Really?
Yeah. Do you not remember it?
I don't remember that. Wow. Ridiculous rules.
Yeah, like you say, people sitting in an office need to come up with some new ideas.
Yeah. And, rather than saying, do you know what?
Everything's fine.
Everything's all right. We'll see you next year. No, none of that.
9-3-4, 2 diamonds on the flop. Oliver checks and King going to come in with a bet. Oliver going to pill. Does have the best hand. Backdoor diamonds as well. And now the King diamonds does roll off. So we've got the second nut flush draw. And double barrel coming in. And Oliver not going to be folding.
Oliver's calling.
River.
There's a brick.
6 of spades. Is King going to unload the clip? That is the question.
No. He checks. Queen eye. Wins. Penalties are worse, says Logs. Which 2 teams were in the first ever penalty shootout in the FA Cup?
FA Cup?
Yeah.
Well, that is a good question. That's one I don't know, Tower.
Yeah.
I can tell you the first ever FA Cup final. Who won it? Runners-up score. But
The Royal Engineers.
yeah, versus the Wanderers.
Which two teams were in the first ever FA Cup FA Cup penalty shootout?
That's Rotherham.
It's got to be Rotherham and someone, ain't it?
One of the teams is Rotherham United.
There we go. From the look on your face, I didn't even know Rotherham had ever made an FA Cup final.
Third round. No, it wasn't a final.
Oh, it won a final.
It was third round.
Oh, well, first ever. Okay, FA Cup penalty
They played
shootout.
Scunthorpe United.
Okay.
So we won a piece and won 7-6 on penalties. First ever team to win in the FA Cup on penalties. Rotherham United.
When did that rule come into place then?
About 9. Well, I was there, so it must have been early 90s. Sevens for Oliver. King shook with 10-6. Has he jammed? I thought it was a triangle in his hand. Raise, fold.
That's Oliver whittling down King here. King now
13 bigs against the territory of jamming. We're jamming. Bob Marley territory. And we're getting into Bob Marley territory. We're jamming. We're jamming. Oh, you like jamming too? Or is it eating donuts? How do you like your donuts? We're jamming. We're jamming.
I was about to say with a hole in the middle, but
fantastic to have the Heads Up Championships live on the stream. Hope to do more. £700 to the winner, 400 for second. Back to the main event tomorrow from 12:30.
indeed.
12 levels. We'll be concentrating on that tomorrow. Live stream finishing round about 9:30 PM tomorrow.
So King's got a jam here with the ace 7. There's the triangle. Oliver's going to snap fold with the old Motown. This will be the last round of the day, and this will conclude our live stream for today. Still could go on for at least another hour yet, dependent how this final round is going to go. It could finish in 5 minutes, could finish in an hour. King the short stack if he does double, and then going to be right back in it.
$10-6 for Oliver. Ace 7. Are we raising with any ace?
It's in. It has to be in.
All in.
And Oliver just going to have to fold with the 10-6.
Omaha in the background, over 150 runners for the Omaha. Fantastic turnout. Main event has finished. Chip leader has got himself £100 of online credit.
And a call from the King.
But not forgetting next week, or starting on Sunday, the G Coupe.
It's a 9-9-4 flop. King is going to fire. And Oliver not going to be going anywhere. He'll make the call. Does have backdoor club possibilities. 9 on the turn. So that's a boat for Oliver. It goes check, check. River rolls off the Jack of Diamonds. And check, check once more. And Oliver can take that pot. And Oliver with an ace, triangles in, snap fold from King. And now we're 200, 400. So just 6 bigs for King here. And I know I said this could last up to another hour, but I've just seen the blinds go up. Very unlikely that this is going to go on for another half hour, let alone an hour.
So do we reckon this level?
Yes, I'd say yes. Unless King doubles and there's just a bit of folding going on and we move into the next level. But if you're a better man, you would probably have your money on this level.
Okay.
And triangles in for King and snap fold from Oliver.
The online chat, is he around?
So 2-2 in this heads-up battle. Both players locked up £400. £700 going to the winner. Should be finishing fairly soon because of how many big blinds are in play, effective to the bigs, the blind levels. And freeze for Oliver. He's got a jam. And King's going to have to call here with 6 big blinds. And does make the call. So King, in a coin flip situation, needs to find a king or a 7 to get a double up. And Oliver needs to win a flip to take the title. Flop. 4 deuce 10. Good flop for the 3s. Only runners are backdoor hearts for the king 7 of king. No help there, so a king or 7 needed to fade, and we have a winner. It's a 9, so we have a champion. Oliver White taking down the heads-up championship. He's going to take home £700. It's been a great day of coverage. We're going to head over to Tower for the trophy presentation for the heads-up.
Oh, I love the variation of Oldham, and I'm just going to quickly have 1 minute with each guy because they've entertained us. I tell you what, it's fantastic. Just stand there, young man. We enjoyed that. What was that like playing?
Structure was pretty quick, but
yeah, it was. Yes,
it was fun. Yeah, you played well.
Great idea to do it online and then get to the quarters and then play live.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, idea was great, and glad we had it in feature as well.
You really enjoyed it. You've had a good year so far. Last week you were over in Dublin.
Yeah,
Cashed.
I was in Dublin. Yeah, didn't catch the main, but had a winning week.
Yeah,
so.
cashed in one of the sides. It's always good, and we've checked your database. You play a lot, obviously, based in Scotland.
Yeah,
cashing the 25-25s, and you lot nowadays can play poker.
Yeah.
Well, just because you're students, I tell you what, you know we're behind the door at all, are you?
Yeah, there's a lot of good players here, so
There are.
yeah, people are getting better.
You've entertained us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, mate.
Top man. Second in there. Now speaking to the champion, Oliver. How does that feel?
Yeah, pretty good. Can't quite believe it, really. But yeah, guys play some good poker.
Yeah, and just spoke to King Chuck. You were in Dublin as well.
No, I wasn't.
You didn't go to Dublin?
No.
I thought you nipped over to Dublin to the to play some. What's it like playing online and then coming to play live?
I really like it. Similar thing with the six max.
A fantastic idea.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like you get that variation, and yeah, I think it. You have to be consistent on both fronts. Really, you can't just hide behind the screen or anything.
No, it's nearly impossible to run a heads-up tournament live from start to finish.
Yes, yeah.
So to come back with 8. Did you know the guys that you would have been playing with? Did you know any of the screen names?
I played with a couple of them a bit online, but I didn't actually know like who they were. So I was kind of like, there's a bit of asking like, which alias are you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just happy to win. Really.
And did we have a plan?
Not particular, night out or something, maybe. But yeah.
It was a great game to watch. I'm going to quickly get Yanis because there's a little bit of a trophy stood on this table. Yanis, can you do the honours to the heads-up champion, please? Because Oliver White has just been crowned champion. Oliver, fantastic, well done. We'll hand you over to Yanis because he is the champion. Here we go, champion, Mr. Oliver White.